Hi, I'm Paul Hetherington, and I've made a Gotham Theater Batman model. It's basically like a 1940s comic book cover. So I was looking at the early Batman, style, and really I wanted to make an Art Deco theater that, had like the early style Batman in it. Basically here the Joker, he's in town again, and he is coming through town in a streetcar, and he's got his Joker henchmen who are shooting Joker gas at the policemen, and you can see the policemen have basically been incapacitated. But of course Batman and Robin are to the rescue. So Robin is flying the helicopter and Batman's being lowered into the scene, and hopefully going to take care of the Joker and send him back to Arkham. That guy's trouble.
Definitely. So this is such a great scene here. Did you start out here for, like, when you first came up with the idea for this project? What was the design process like?
Really my passion is architecture, so I started out with the idea of making an Art Deco style theater. I did a bunch of research on old movie palaces, and there was a couple in Chicago, which I don't think are there anymore. One was called the Mabro Theater, and that kind of gave me an idea of it was the right scale of theater that I wanted. And so then I started doodling with all my gold bricks, and that's basically, making these little panels, and then from there I got the look of the building. And then it kind of evolved from there, and I knew I wanted to do a backdrop with the Batman logo to make it kind of like a giant comic book cover.
Sure, yeah, and I think it's definitely recognizable like that. Obviously, you've got some cool moving parts in here. How did you decide to incorporate those?
It's kind of my signature, I suppose. I did the Joker's Funhouse before, which had a lot of automation, so this was kind of the continuation of that. Basically it's all power functions, and everything's based on a cam motion that, brings everybody to life. The one thing I have learned is that as soon as you automate one figure, then the rest of the figures don't look right if they're not moving, so then you're committed to doing the whole scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so then you've got to go all the way through the build.
Go all the way in, yeah.
So I noticed it's kind of layered here as you kind of go back further with the city scenes and stuff. How did you do that? Was that difficult to do, or you just kind of build each layer back?
The buildings were a little bit of a challenge. Thank God for Google. I just Google stuff, and I'm like, okay, how have other people... Nobody had really done this in Lego, to my knowledge. So I basically looked at old comic books and, realized that just the black and yellow against the red wouldn't look good, so it needed a third or a fourth color, the dark gray. Basically the outlines. So I looked at it was inspired by a lot of old comic book art.
Okay. Yeah. And what's this breakdown like then for transportation? Is it all one piece, or how does that work?
It's all one piece. Basically the base is focused on two 48 by 48 base plates, and then so the theater's attached to that, and then the backdrop basically right about here lifts off, and so the bottom goes in one box and the top goes in another slim box.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it works everything's fairly sturdy then? Nothing too falling apart or anything like that?
No, the most fragile part is probably the streetcar and the gun. I used the new Friends balloon to make it was like a perfect circus cannon. And, that's a little bit fragile. But apart from that, no, it's been really good. The automation has been held up for 3 shows now, so it's run for 3 weekends without really having to do anything to it.
Right.
I should say the helicopter is powered by an old... I think it's a control center thing. It's got a record and play function or feature, so you can basically you can record a 30-second sequence of 3 different motors, and if you record it and you hit the play button, it'll loop it. And so a lot of people think I'm using Mindstorms, but I'm actually not. I'm not going extremely low tech.
Okay.
With 1988 technology.
Sometimes the older stuff is better for some situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's awesome, and this is an incredible build here. I really appreciate you talking to us about it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.